Okay, here we go. Tyranids. I've previously, quite recently in fact, done a leak video about some of the new Tyranid models coming out. Also in our most recent sit and talk, Ian and I sit down and I show him the new models. The Malaceptor and the Toxicrene. And we both thought they were good models. One of them was better than the other, the Malaceptor. But as soon as I'd posted that, someone had put some links about leaks of Tyranids. And oh boy, am I excited. Now, everyone knows about the Chapter House court lawsuit they had about mycetic spores and stuff like that. But now, it looks like Games Workshop's decided to bring some goodies back into the game. So, we'll start with the Mucilid Spore Cluster. 15 points a model, and looking at it, it looks like a highly detailed floating tendrily thing that we've seen kind of similarly before in Forge World and stuff. But the size of it is quite surprising. It seems to be a little bit bigger than a Carnifex. Now that's pretty cool. And it's 15 points. But the rules... Now it's the rules that really kind of make me excited. Now the rules state they are allowed to assault zooming flyers and swooping flying monstrous creatures. They are living bombs and explode at strength 8 AP free. It seems as though you can have them in a group of more than one of them. Oh my, this is awesome. Anti-vehicle vehicle? That's the one. Anti-air vehicle weaponry for the Tyranids now. Not having to just always kit out your winged hive tyrants with shooty attacks to try and take down those flyers. No. There's now bombs especially for it. The model itself, like I said, looks pretty cool. And surprisingly quite tall for what it is. There's also a Sporocyst. Now this essentially is brings a lot of amazing things to Tyranid hive minds out there. The Spore Pod is back. Null deployment is back. It's time to dust off your old lists and tactics because it's back. So, as I've said, pretty cool models. The Sporocyst is essentially this... You've seen it in StarCraft. This thing comes out of the ground and your models can come out of it. It can infiltrate. It is mostly... a landed Tyrannocyte and is immobile. Acts as a synapse buffer, adding 6 inches to the synapse range kind of thing. And it's just awesome. There's the Spore Pod's back. Psychic buffer. There are other things where saying rules which are just awesome. And it means Tyranids are going to be able to do a lot of things, because the Tyrannocyte, essentially Tyranid drop pod, is about 75 points rumoured, and it can carry 20 models or 1 monstrous creature, and has 5 Death Spitters and can upgraded to have 5 Venom Cannons or 5 Barbed Stranglers at 25 points each, so it would get quite expensive. But it means you can get that unit of 20 models. Now, it doesn't mention about bulky or stuff like that about warriors, but you could have a squad of warriors and their Tyranid Prime all kitted out in a Tyrannocyte and having that drop pod in. That's pretty cool. Or have a monstrous creature. Now, it is only one monstrous creature, but they've got a few new monstrous creatures out. What's your opponent going to do if they're right there, turn 2, on their side of the board, whilst you have Trigons and Trigon Primes and Morlocks? It is sounding like Tyranids are going to be a force of disruption and chaos, and your opponent can't have tactics against them, because you'll have Sporocysts popping up, causing extra psychic stuff, and Tyracysts bringing stuff in. You'll have your opponent's aircraft coming in, but you've now got things against that, and then your Swarm and Force can carry on up the table with some of the new monstrous creatures. So what do you do as a Tyranid player? Well, what I'm going to do is buy the next White Dwarf and one of the monster packs, and probably make it as a Maleceptor. I'm then going to read the rules very carefully for the new stuff, and this Tyrannocyte and Sporocyte, which I think are brilliant additions to the Tyranids. Now, I will say this is brilliant for Games Workshop. However, being so close to Christmas, for me, it's going to be a bit bad for my wallet. And Games Workshop knows this. And from the loss of the, I think it was the 5th edition Codex of Tyranids, which had the Mycetic Spore, or 6th edition. No, it might have been a 5th edition Codex in 6th edition. And anyway, they lost it, and a lot of people were angry about it. And we always said that they'd be coming back, be coming back. Forge World will probably do it. You can use Forge World models in 40k games. It'll be back. And, well, now it seems there are ways of having Tyranid drop pods. So that's going to change the tactics. And it could possibly be overpowered to start with. So everyone's going to be getting it. So Games Workshop are going to make a killing profit-wise. Now, it's a bit unfortunate in regards to Ian and I, because we don't have the data slates or data sheets or the extra books that come out, like the new Dark Eldar had the homunculus coven kind of thing, and we don't tend to do that. We tend to get the codex and we play. We don't do allies, we just play. But we have in the past used White Dwarf specific rules and models, such as when the Storm Talon was in the White Dwarf, and that's where they released the rules for the Orc Flyer, I think, and the Necrons Flyer originally. So Ian and I will be using these rules. I'm going to have to spend a lot of money just before Christmas. I may have to tell my family they can't afford presents for them, because I want to play them straight away. But now I also have things on my Christmas list. And wow, I'm going to have to look over my tactics, because my tactics at the moment are using 2 Morlocks coming up from the ground, having everything move up. Now I can have things in drop pods. Realistically, I don't know how much of my list would be tweaked to do this. But, you know, if for bigger games and narrative games, this would be pretty awesome. And Ian and I are really enjoying our narrative games. Don't get me wrong, the normal battles are fun, and it is the bread and butter of Games Workshop Warhammer 40k, your battles from the rulebook. But we are enjoying the narrative campaign, which means we need more models and flavour and more than the 2,000 point force that we normally have. In all, I think the models look great. I'm not sure about pricing points-wise fully or financially, but I'm definitely going to be getting a few of these. So let me know what you think about all these models, and I will see you on the next video.